All right, welcome to Blue Star Report. I'm Brad. That right there is Dustin, and we're going to talk about Tyler Booker. First thing we're going to do is, I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's on the internet. There's quite a few people have seen it, but it's a little interview that Parsons and some guys did with Booker after he got drafted. And first thing I'm going to do is show you guys that.
We're going to welcome you with open arms because it started up front. We're going to make each other better every week, every day. So let's get it.
For sure, man. Excited to get to work, man. Appreciate you.
Tyler, I got a question for you. You had one of my favorite quotes of the entire draft process. You said, quote, "I make guys not love football anymore." What does it feel like to see the love of football leave someone's eyes?
It feels great, like football is a child's game. So like people wake up, be like, man, I can't wait to play this football game today. They listen to their hype music, they take all the pre-workout, they get so excited to play football until they come across Tyler Booker. And then when I'm going after you, quarter after quarter, play after play, series after series, and I start to see that love leave their eyes, like that's what makes me love the game. Like I just really love.
I like that part. I like that part. Yeah, you just got me right. Hey, he ready to go. I ain't gonna lie. He got me ready to go. Bro,
I'm going to play right now.
Yo, he got me hype. I ain't gonna lie.
All right.
Play after play, quarter after quarter.
Hey, man. Welcome to the team. Yeah, we ready to go there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shit. Renner, you got something for him?
So you play mainly on the left side.
Yeah, I think it's actually hilarious because when I saw the first video that they showed of Parsons when they drafted him, you could see oh man, the disgust, almost like, oh, I can't believe that they just drafted another offensive lineman. And then this video that I just showed you guys come out, and when he started talking about how he likes to see the fear
in their eyes
come out in their eyes when they're lined up across him. He said play by play, series by series, quarter by quarter. Basically by the end of this, they don't nearly have the spunk they had before. So anyway, so we'll jump right into talking about Booker a little bit. He went to high school at IMG. IMG is a high school in Florida, and they breed perfection. Apparently,
yeah.
First time I ever heard of it was through him. So, but they have food plans, they have training programs for them, and supposedly he was a stud there and a huge leader. So when we're going through this is going to be a short video. So just when we're going through this, the measurables and all that stuff's going to pop up as we're kind of talking about them.
Yeah, he went from IMG to Alabama.
Yeah.
He was rated the number one guard in the draft.
Yeah.
And he's measurable to 6'5", 321.
That's a big boy.
Yeah.
That's a big boy.
And his rating on there was 87 out of 100.
Overall rating, 87 out of 100. And his pass blocking, he was the 90% at pass blocking. So that's his best, I guess, trade as a guard, whatever you want to call it. And I think he was 78% for run blocking. Still not bad. He led the team with 92 pancake blocks. Out of 1,580 snaps, he had only 18 hurries, and he gave up 2 sacks.
That's pretty good.
That's nuts. I mean, it's not going to be that easy for him in the NFL, obviously, but that's a good start.
Yeah.
That's a real good start. So when they picked him, Dustin and I was watching the draft, and we're like, what are they doing?
Yeah, but it kind of makes sense. I mean,
they
picked the best player available. They didn't even want.
He's the best at his position.
Yeah.
At guard.
Yeah.
He's the best. He's the number one rated guard in the draft. And from my understanding, they some of what went into that is when the Cowboys look at stuff like that, they don't want to pick the number 2 or 3 rated person at that position in the first round. They want to pick the number 1 rated guy at that position.
Would you rather have a top all-star running back, no line,
Yeah.
or rather have a top all-star line with a halfway decent running back.
Yeah. And the line.
That's what they're going for.
You get a lot more from having a top lineman. Because guess what? We're not always.
He's not just running the ball.
Yeah.
Blocking on passing, too.
Yeah, that we're not always running the ball. You got to have somebody to pass block, And Dallas does great with offensive linemen. Guyton is kind of a toss-up, maybe. But I think this year with the new offensive line coach they got, I think Guyton's going to be a little bit different than he was last year.
He just stopped the penalties.
Yeah. He had
false starts and holdings and
things like that. But that was just, it's tough for Guyton to come in as a rookie last year and play blindside tackle.
Yeah.
And on top of that, in college, he was a right tackle, not a left tackle. But anyway, this ain't about Guyton. It's about Cowboys usually hit pretty good on their offensive linemen. And if you can get a great offensive lineman that can give Dak a half a more second or a second or more time to find a receiver, that's enormous. That's a long time in the NFL.
Yeah.
You think about how fast how much more time, how many more yards they can be down the field in 1 second. How much more separation can they get in 1 more second?
Maybe 10 to 20 yards.
Yeah,
15 yards.
That 1/2 second to 1 second can determine whether that guy's open or not. Yeah. And if you get somebody in there that can pass block, that can give Dak just a little more time, it could have been different last year just by one person. I mean, things can change just by if somebody can hold their block for another half second or a second.
Yeah.
Before you have to scatter and get out of there and run, do something on the run. But that 1 second or half second in the NFL is huge. It really is. Those guys are getting down through there. You think they're running, say a 4.5 40. That's basically 10 yards a second.
Yeah.
So that 1 second, he's 10 more yards different in a different spot than he was if Dak has to scramble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of goes the same with running.
Yeah, we get more daylight through the hole.
Get a little more daylight, yeah. Like these NFL running backs, a hole to them, a decent running back, a hole to them is like 18 inches, Yeah. So if it's wide enough to get their shoulders through, that's like a hole.
Yeah.
If you have somebody in there that can pass block or run block, that can give them another foot, you can push their guy just 1 more foot out of the way.
Yeah.
That's just a foot out of reach for somebody to grab them, pull them down. When they say football is a game of inches, it is.
Oh yeah.
It is a game of inches.
Yeah.
Moving one guy 1 more foot out of the way can be the difference in a touchdown or a loss.
Yeah.
It really can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess after doing a little bit of thought and getting my feelings hurt last night a little bit and calming down, I kind of on board with it, I guess, a little more than I was. The whole internet blew up last night when they did it, It was like, oh no,
another
lineman. But if you really sit down and think about
another Tyler lineman.
Yeah, that 3 Tylers. And that offensive line is really where it all starts.
Yeah.
If you don't have blocking, the game, it's over.
Yeah.
It really does start right there. And I guess if you get into the mindset of an NFL coach or scouts and GMs and stuff, that's a big difference, because you can have the best running back in the world, but if you can't make a hole for him to run through, it's not going to make any difference.
No.
It's not going to make any difference.
No.
I think Jerry said that the day before the draft. They were talking about possibly asking him about getting a running back and stuff like that, and he said, I don't know if you guys agree with us or not. I'm not 100% quoting this, but this is kind of paraphrasing it. I don't know if you guys 100% agree with us or not, but our running game problems last year wasn't our running back. It was our offensive line. And I agree with that. And, I really do. I do agree with it. It was our offensive line. So after he said that, everybody's like, they're drafting an offensive lineman And all of us and most of us were like, no, surely not. Not another one, you know?
No.
But guess what? They did.
Yeah.
They sure did.
We'll see what happens tonight.
Yeah, tonight's going to be a little different story. What do you think is going to be round 2? First round or number 44 pick. What do you think they're going to do?
I'd go after Burden if he's there.
Burden? Yeah, Burden would be a great pick at 44, I think.
Or if not him, maybe one of the running backs.
I think that they're going to go.
Caleb Johnson's still there.
I really think, though, that they're going to go wide receiver.
Yeah.
They almost have to because the problem is there's more running backs than there are receivers. A third-round receiver is nowhere near as good as a third-round, what we can get in third round as running back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would love to see him get Jaden Higgins, but I don't think he's going to last that long. I think he'll be gone before 44, but if he's not, I'd love for him to get Jaden Higgins.
Oh, yeah.
I like Luther Burden, too. But like I said, I think they'll go receiver, and then they'll go running back in the third. That's what I think. But, you know, we've said this a couple times in the videos that we've made. All the mock drafts in the world, you watch all these mock drafts and, this person, this is going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And when it comes down to it, it's all blown up. It's all
I got a few of them right, not many.
I've got a few of them right, too.
I got the first 3 right.
I put Sheduer in the top 12 on our last video. Not because I thought he needed to be top 12. I just figured he would go top 12. But, boy, I guess you and I have always said, I'd rather have Jackson Dart over Sheduer any day. And I hope he pushes out as far out as he can get, to be quite honest. I really don't. I don't like him. He's so entitled. He just feels like that he is entitled to – that everybody should be drafting him, and he was 13-12 for Colorado. That's his record, 13-12, and he lost the bowl game he was in. He hasn't done anything at Colorado. 13-12. What has he done? He hasn't done anything. And they're going to retire his number. Now he's going to be a second-round draft pick, and they're going to retire his number already. Come on. I'm going to have a stroke if Jerry picks him up.
Oh, man.
I don't think – it's not that I don't like the kid. I mean, other than the fact that he's entitled.
Yeah.
He feels like he's entitled. Other than that, I just don't think he's as good a quarterback. If he would have been in last year's draft, he would have been way out there.
Yeah.
I guarantee you he'd have been way out there. Last year's draft was quarterbacks were beast.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's pretty much what we got to talk about today. Just wanted to give you guys some measurables on Booker, a little insight of what we think about Booker and what they're going to do tonight. I want to see Jaden Higgins and maybe R.J. Harvey or Dylan Sampson. I wouldn't mind seeing him in the third round come out to us, or Luther Burden. There's a couple of other receivers, but once you get past, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 more receivers, then it starts just falling off. Yeah, starts falling off. So I really see him getting the receiver in pick number 44. But anyway, thought we'd let you guys see that. I thought the video with what he had said to Parsons in the group was pretty funny.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, he's got some spunk.
He does.
And they say he's a leader. Like, he likes to get people fired up. He said, one more thing I'll say that Booker said. You know how when it comes to bowl games, all the seniors or whatever that's going to the draft or whatever, they don't want to play.
Yeah.
So they're like, no, we're not going to play in the bowl game. They said that he stood up in front of the room and he said, I'm playing in the bowl game. And every one of you guys are playing in the bowl game. And if you don't, you're going to have to come through me. So, and every one of the Alabama kids played in their bowl game. They didn't, hold out of the bowl game because they're worried about stuff. But he's supposedly pump them up and go get them right off the bat. So I'm kind of excited about him. I'm excited to see what else Cowboys going to do. We will put out a video Maybe we'll put one out Saturday about what they did tonight. But anyway, that's all we got for tonight. And we will, if you would, please like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Let us know anything you know about Booker that we don't know.
Yeah.
If there's anything negative or positive. Other than that, we'll see you guys Saturday.